चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। यस्यान्तानादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नाम गोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिं नैव वर्णानुभवति पुरुषो नानुपुंसं न च स्त्रीनाकारं नाविकारं न हि जन्ममरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं नो तत्त्वं तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं त्वं नमामि सद्गुरुं त्वं नमामि। So, I am offering my namaskaras to Sanatana Dharma, Shankaracharya, Patanjali, and with my prostration to all my gurus, I am starting today's session. Welcome you all for this session. So, we are already in Patanjali Yoga. Details we are seeing. It is one of the sadhanas in the Vedanta. Very well known sadhanas are Patanjali Yoga Sutra is there. So there are a lot of sadhanas are there. I always used to say, so in Vedanta, if you see the ocean of Vedanta, total Vedanta texts and all those things, but we are not considering any of the other Ramayana, Mahabharata or Puranas, 18 Puranas, all other things, subsectors of the secondary text we are not talking. If you see the primary texts like Veda, that is called primary texts or three are there. That is why it is called Prasthana Traya. Prasthana is the pillar. Traya is three pillars are there. The Sanatana Dharma is standing on these three pillars, Sanatana Dharma. So that is called Prasthana Traya. The first one is called Vedas. The second is Bhagavad Gita. The third is Nyaya Prasthana. It is called as Brahma Sutra. So these three texts are original texts. All other texts are being formed from these texts. It is generated from next coming on the secondary texts are coming from these texts only. These are very ancient texts. So Prasthana Traya are the texts. All the things whatever we see in the Vedanta, only these three texts is all the information is available in this. It is all served in a different methodology. Further secondary texts are served the same information in a different palatable area. For somebody North Indian, somebody South Indian, somebody Chinese, the food is same: carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, all those things only is there. But the flavors have changed in the subsequent secondary texts. So the primary texts are Prasthana Traya. And the next important text in this is coming as Darshana Shastras. So in that Darshana Shastras, we have seen Shed Darshanas. Patanjali Darshana Shastra is also one of the Darshana Shastra. Though it is very recent in the sense it is about 2600 years old, or 2000 BC 5000. BC 500 it is, all these Darshana Shastras has come into picture. So if we say around today 2000, around 2500 years before, these all Darshana Shastras are there. Darshana Shastras also gives lot of essence of the Vedanta. Whatever is the Veda is the Vedanta, Upanishads and all is from the Vedas only. So all the information given in the original text has been taken by separate rishis and all. They have gone into more details of that, and in order to explain to that generation. For example, Veda is around 11,000 years old, and so they were only Sanskrit experts may be there, and people maybe the culture and all the things may be different, may be there. Slowly at 500 BC, there are a lot of other branched out dharmas have come. That is, Jaina has come, Jainism has come, Buddhism has come. There is infight between Jainism, Buddhism and Indian, the Hindu, the Sanatana Dharma was going on. Sanatana Dharma was original, but subsequently these two got generated. And all the religions who at all is there, everything is generated from Sanatana Dharma only. Even the worldly religions, they may not accept it. All the things have been migrated from here only, modified, and they are all profit-oriented dharmas. Here it is not profit-oriented dharma, it is all the knowledge-oriented dharma. So, during that time, again it has been rephrased because the fight is going on between Jainism, Buddhism and Sanatana Dharma. So at that time, people felt the necessity to rewrite the Vedanta in a palatable manner at that period of the society. What they wanted at that period of the society, they have rewritten this as Darshana Shastras and brought all the essence of, like as and when we go now. For example, whenever we used to write exams, we used to mug up or we have to by heart and bring it and do it. Today, even the best of the best universities are adopting to only multiple choice questions, even at a higher level also. So they are giving all the 4 right answers and they will be asking you which is more appropriate right answer. So like that, you need not write, only you have to tick. So the education system, knowledge system, everything is changing, no? Similar way, the Veda, Sanatana Dharma, sometimes it may be detailed, sometimes it may be short, like aphorisms and all, like whatever Patanjali Yoga Sutra is an aphorism, 195 sutras are there. So we are into Patanjali Yoga Sutra because it is one of the major Darshana Shastra and it is very, very widely talked in the world also because it is convenient for understanding for all the people. So that's why the Patanjali Yoga Sutra has been more popular. Among Darshana Shastra, Vedanta Darshana Shastra is the highest popular. The next is Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the next highest. Rest all other things are Purva Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya. All these things are very less number of people, maybe 10% of the people in the society may be following or they want to study, like that it may be there. But basically everybody's life is predominantly based on this Vedanta Darshana Shastra. And in order to understand the Vedanta Darshana Shastra, Patanjali Yoga Sutras are the tools. It is only sadhana. It is not a moksha marga by itself. So sadhanas are there. So you can, Patanjali Yoga Sutra will take you to the Turiya Avastha. It is a transcendental stage. From there you have to understand the knowledge and you have to become merged with the universal consciousness. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra will give you a sadhana to the meditation level where you can focus and you can transcend. From there merging will happen. That will be in the Vedanta Darshana Shastra. How to merge Jivatma and Paramatma Aikya. How to happen. All those things will be mentioned in that. Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the sadhana or the tools we can say. So our journey is moksha. Towards that there is a tool for which one some vehicle has to transport us. So this is we can call it as a vehicle. So that means this is all not a visible vehicle. It is all subtle vehicle. Subtle methodologies of the mind, how to manage the mind and then reach that level. So these are all the tools have been there. And the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, though it is dealing with a lot of other things like Samadhi and also the other siddhis, like all pavadas you can make, all the other siddhis you can get it. You can walk on water, you can walk in fire, you can levitate, all the possibilities are there. But that is all not required to get moksha. It is only to attract the other possibilities of the people and influence the people. For all those things it may be required, not required to attain individual moksha. So that is what. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra, mainly it is known as Ashtanga Yoga, also mainly known as Raja Yoga. So this Ashtanga Yoga is also called as Raja Yoga, and subsequently a lot of other yogas has come like Kundalini Yoga and Kriya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, like that. So many other things have been developed because of individually people want to know different new generation, new name. Like that only it has come, but essence is same only. If you see in the Western world, the yoga itself is branched out into thousands of names. So dancing yoga, fitness yoga, so many things are there. So many varieties of yoga they are talking of. It is all only the essence is the same only. It is the main rice is same, but all the other things are rice bath, pulao, biryani, like that only. The essence of rice is only the same. So here also Patanjali Yoga Sutra is the base. Rest all the names are only conveniently they have given to attract the people in that generation. After another 100 years, the same Patanjali Yoga Sutra may be presented in a different name or different package, and all those things may be there, but the essence will be same only. Like Sanatana Dharma also, it is packed, repacked and given, but essence will be, the central essence will be the same only. So Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Ashtanga Yoga we are seeing. In Ashtanga Yoga we have Yama, Niyama, Asana. Yama, Niyama are the first two things are there. The second is Asana, Pranayama. The third set is dharana, dhyana, asana, pranayama. Third set is pratyahara, dharana. The fourth set is called as samadhi, dhyana and samadhi. So this totally 8 pillars are there, Ashtanga. So 8 pillars together is called Ashtanga Yoga. So the first pillar we have seen, that is Niyama, Yama we have seen that. So today we are going to see the second pillar, Niyama. See, the Yama and Niyama is working on our gross personality. Gross andre it is Sthula personality. Sthula is not the physical personality only. See, in order to go to meditation, meditation is kept in the 7th level in the Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga. Samadhi is at the 8th level, 8th step is there. So that way straight away you cannot go to meditation. You have to make yourself free in all aspects, physical, mental, psychological and verbal, everything has to be made yourself free. So towards that, every human being, without the society, external society, he cannot live. So either nature is required or somebody has to provide. He may be providing for somebody's needs and somebody else has to provide his needs also. So he is a social animal. So socially, so he is having a group or living like a society or something like that. So you have to, how much you have to depend on society. So that you only have to decide. That nobody else will say. Society will call you, attract you, and it will become colorful, and all the 24/7 years also, you can stay in the society also. That is, you want to enjoy like that only, you can do that. But there you cannot get into moksha. So it is just like sun rays are coming from the sun. So we want to go to sun means we cannot go to opposite of the sun. So sun rays is going in this ray, in the same way if we go out of sun. We are not going into the sun. So now we have to go to the sun means we have to take the same rays and go near to the sun in the same track towards sun. So towards the sun means sun is Atma, if we say that. Towards Atma we have to go and merge. So if you are going away, it is just like a sun rays is going away. It is a many light years, it is going away. So it is not the purpose, it is the energy of that sun has been diluted by going away. But when it is the same energy is concentrated through a lens, what happens? Sun rays are collected in a lens, that convex lens. So the focused one, so many beams of light is collected and made into a single beam. That single beam can burn anything. Or heat is also so much. Even it can burn, cook, anything can be done. So much it is there, power. That means all the sun rays are concentrated by a convex mirror and it can give. But the same energy was available outside also. But now it is concentrated through a lens, and then it is becoming more powerful. So now all this yoga sadhanas, all the sadhanas are, we have energy, but it is scattered towards society or scattered to the fun and enjoyment of outside world. Now you have to create a lens like a sadhana and focus it and make it as a single being. So when you make it into a single being, you are merging into Atma. So if you are generating lot of multiple rays or your energy is getting leaked in multiple activities like this, so you are living in the outside world. So living in the outside world or making yourself into moksha is our choice. Not urgency is not there for anybody. So if somebody feels that this is bored, already the outside society, same thing is there, same people, same thing and everything, achievement, everything is over, but still I am not able to feel happiness. It's only temporary happiness and joy, fun, everything may be there. Permanently I am not happy. 1 minute like very happy, 1 minute I am very desperate and depressed and all these things. So this is the time when people feel that I am not permanently happy. 1 minute I am very elated, another minute I am very depressed. So this type of things are happening. One day I am very happy, another day I am very, very dull. So in 365 days, maybe I am happy only around 10 days or 12 days. Rest of the days I am stressed and strained and I am not at all. I am always worried. I am not feeling the happiness. So at that point of time only, people will find out how to become permanently happy. So then only people enter into sadhana. So when you enter into sadhana, sadhana alone will not take you. Sadhana is only a vehicle, bus or train or aeroplane. But you have to get into the train and it will take you to a destination. But from there again, you have to walk and reach your destination. So you cannot go to your home through the aeroplane. So aeroplane will take you to one of the nearest city. From there, you have to get down and get into another car, another vehicle, another. After that, you have to get down from the vehicle and then walk into the house. So all the sadhanas will be staying away from me. I have to walk towards my house. So even I may have the best car, I cannot get into the house, no. So I have to get down of the car and then get into the house. Similarly, all sadhanas will take you to a nearest destination, but from that point onwards, you have to walk yourself and get into your Atma totals, and whatever merging has to happen, that is called liberation. That is called Atma Sakshatkara. That is called moksha. That has to happen. So that is the as simple as that when I compare. So you have to have a clear understanding of sadhana. Sadhana is a vehicle. Suppose I am coming to America, means I have to take a taxi from my house. So my house to airport, and then transfer to another aircraft, and then get down here to the nearest city. So from there I have to get another taxi or car, and another this one come to my locality and get down and then collect your baggage and then get into the house. So this is what happens. So all our papa punya or baggage, so we have to again getting into our atma. So like that it will be going on. So that means we should not be very happy the journey is going good. In the aircraft they have given lot of food, good drinks, everything was there. Aircraft was nice, air hostess is nice. These are all is incidental. But your objective is from Bangalore airport to San Francisco airport, you have to be carried. So that is the only objective. But in between, what all you have enjoyed, whatever you have appreciated, all these things are only incident. It is not for that purpose you are not enter the aircraft. So if you are going to the aircraft only to enjoy, you are not going, you are getting transported. Similarly, if you are going to temple, prasadam is very good. So I talk about prasadam means we are not going to prasadam. We are going to see the God and talk to God and pray God, and then prasada is an incidental thing. Tirtha prasada is an incidental thing. It need not be must also. So our main objective is to see the God and talk to the God, pray to the God. That is the purpose. So we should not confuse what is the means and what is the end. So end should be very clear. End is moksha. So all these are all tools are called sadhanas, are called means. So people will get confused. Means only is very beautiful. I am a yoga expert. I can make like this. I can twist the body like this. All these things we are very taking pride of that. So we are stopping there only. We are not going ahead of the yoga. So only we are sitting there only in the asana. We are appreciating ourselves and we are not going into the next steps of samadhi, dhyana and all these things. So that should not be confused. All the tools, it's only tools, but ultimate end in the mind we have to keep it. All these techniques and tools has to be used to reach the end. But all the tools and techniques itself should not become the end. That means that itself is I am very much enjoy and people are liking me in the yoga. I don't want to leave this. Further, why I should go? I am very happy. A lot of people are around me. I will be becoming a yoga master. That is sufficient. So that means you are not thinking moksha as your means, end. So you are happy with the means only. You are enjoying in the aircraft only. But one day you have to get down, and that is all has to be thought, should be there. So means and ends has to be very much clearly we have to understand. Whenever you are practicing this yoga or whatever the Patanjali Ashtanga yoga, you should not believe or you should not have a attachment towards this. And I stay here only because it's very beautiful. When I sit in meditation, I will be very calm. I will be sitting in meditation only. No. Further journey has to happen. Atma Sakshatkara and liberation is this one. You should, whenever you stop, you are wasting your life. So you have to go higher, higher, higher till you reach the moksha as the end. So what happens in a given one life only can person, even in this 100 years only, one can become moksha, attain moksha, or because you are stopping every step. So this life, next life, another 100 life also can happen. Birth, rebirth can also happen till you get moksha. So it is our prerogative. It is our choice whether to go fast and reach the end or slow. Every stage we do the enjoyment, observe, and also suffering. All enjoyment will come with suffering also. So both will be coming. So people who are all brilliant people, they understood they don't want suffering also. They want to have eternal bliss, eternal happiness, Paramananda. So the Paramananda and no birth and rebirth. So that is called moksha. That should be our goal. So in that direction, these are all the Ashtanga Yoga looks very attractive, and we feel we will stay here only, we will not go further. Should not be your thought process. Your thought process, you have to go to Jnana Marga and then get into liberation mode. That should be your, but you have to practice this. Without practicing these things, you cannot get into Vedanta and Atmajnana and all those things, not possible. So today we are talking about Niyama. Yama and Niyama are both put together. They are how to work with the outside society, how to get detached from the society. So otherwise the society is more attractive. Outside world is so attractive. Nobody want to get out of the world. But out of the world we cannot also live because we are dependent on so many worldly things. But how much we have to engage with the world is given to me. It is my choice. So I cannot engage fully. A lot of attraction is there. Movies are there, hotels are there, restaurants are there, and friends are there, parties are there, and media is there. So I will spend all my life here only. It looks to be very enjoyable, pleasure, sensual pleasure. So that should not be the case. So the world we have to use for our upliftment. We cannot spend the whole life in the world only. So this Yama Niyama is to how to get, how much we have to attach to the world, how much we have to come inside. So that is the balance striking is done in Yama and Niyama. So you should not fully in the world, you should not fully away from the world. So you should have a balance where you have to be in the world, where you should not be in the world. So for that, Yama and Niyama are called 10 commandments of Sanatana Dharma. So because 10 commandments is famous in the other religion, so we also can talk as 10 commandments. So in this 5 do's are there and 5 don'ts are there. The first 5 Yama is called as you should not do it. That means himsa, you should not do it. Asatya, telling the untruth, you should not do that. Asteya, stealing, you should not do it. Brahmacharya, you should not waste your individual energy just only in the sex and all other things only. You have to conserve and uplift your energy to go to the moksha. If you are becoming too weak, how can you go to moksha? So you cannot. So brahmacharya and then aparigraha, unnecessary hoarding, because any hoarding, it will take your time only. So unnecessary hoarding you should not do. So that is the don'ts are there. Now Niyama is telling do's. What are the things you have to do? So here also 5 niyamas they have given. So the 5 niyamas are Shaucham, Santoshaha, Tapaha, Swadhyayaha, Ishvara Pranidhana. These are the 5 do's. That means you have to do all these things. The first in Yama you should not do. You should not do, but the words they have used sometimes are positive. Ahimsa means you should not do ahimsa. You should not think like that. You should not do himsa. Himsa varjana has to be done. Similarly, Satya they said because they don't want to tell negative words. So whatever the word first spoken will be registered in your mind. Afterwards, first I talk about himsa. Then himsa only the first word will be registered. Ahimsa is the second word. So the importance to the ahimsa will come down. So that's why ahimsa, if they say you should not do himsa, that should be avoided. Himsa should be avoided. Untruth should be avoided. Stealing should be avoided. And wasting of your vital energy, brahmacharya, it should be avoided. Wasting of energy. And hoarding, unnecessarily accumulation of the wealth or whatever is there, that also should be avoided. The first 5 things in the Yama is all avoidance. So here in Niyama, it is all need to be done. It is not avoidance, you have to indulge in this. So Niyamas are duties directed towards ourselves only. In order to come to inner surfaces, inner personality. From the outer world, the outside world is gross. The gross world to inner world to come is a bridge. So niyamas are duties to come to inner world. So we have to come to inner world. It is intended, this niyamas intended to build our own character. So the personality aspects of personal, physical, mental, every activity, the personal character building, it happens here in the niyama. Niyama from the outside gross world to almost we are coming to our own level, which is the first level in order to understand our own physical and personality. And then we can, our journey to Atma nature, in order to find what is our Atma, will be very beneficial. Without understanding our body-mind complex, we cannot get into Atma also. So if we are living outside gross world, it is also not possible. But still, if you are living only and in the concept of body-mind, then also you cannot come to Atma. But you have to understand world also, understand the individual personality also. That is why it is called Jagat and Jiva and Paramatma. So that means from the Jagat you have to understand what is Jagat is required for me, and Jivatma is Jiva, whatever individual personality is there. So from there you have to understand Atma and then Paramatma. So that is what the process happens. So Niyama is only one letter is more. Yama, Ni. Ni is added to Yama. So Niyama, Yamaha, Niyamaha. So it is a committed practice. It is committed to 5 things what I have already explained. Shaucham. So Shaucham means 5 things again I will tell. Shaucham means it is the cleanliness. The cleanliness means we only come into almost we think our house cleaning, table cleaning, body cleaning, all the car cleaning, all these things. But that is also there. But here the cleanliness is the purity. It is talked about. You have to become pure. So we are all becoming impure because of the worldly interaction. So we have to become pure is the Shaucham. Santosha is the world will not put a full stop for you. So world will say it is whatever you have achieved is not enough. You achieve some more. You will get, your name will become more. You will be more. So it will call you outside. Santosha is somewhere you are learning how to put a full stop. So that santosha is nothing but a contentment. How to derive contentment? So first one is how to achieve purity. Second one is how to attain contentment. So that is has to be done. The third one is called tapaha. Tapaha means it is tapas. So tapas means we will be finding very harsh because making tapas is we have to leave the food, we have to stand in one leg and make tapas. All those things only our imagination come. It is not so. Tapaha means worldly, too much indulgence I am doing. I have to reduce my indulgence towards world and how to bring it inside. That is called tapas. That is an activity. All my sense organs and mind, how to bring it inside is tapas. So that is the third level, austerity. It is called as tapas. The fourth one is called swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is the prasthanatraya, basic Vedanta knowledge. Either you have to read or you have to Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, that is also possible. So, some already learned guru is there, he is teaching and you have to understand and you have to digest and it has to percolate in your blood and even in each atom of your body should percolate. So, towards that Swadhyaya means one time if you are hearing that is not sufficient. Again and again you have to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana has to happen. That is what Swadhyaya. So that is one is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is I have to also understand about my personality. So self introspection. Swadhyaya means up to now I am only understanding outside world and the people outside. I can judge all the people, I can estimate all the people, I can estimate a situation, I can interact with the world, all the possibilities we have learnt. But we have not learnt how to introspect ourselves. So even we are introspecting maximum our behavior and the emotions only we are introspecting. I am very happy, I am not happy, I am having angriness, all those things may be there. But why the happiness is not there, why the angriness is coming, all has to be swadhyaya means you have to study. Swa means yourself. Adhyaya means self-study. So that is also the inner meaning of that. Swadhyaya means the scriptural study is other study, the dhyana. But you have to understand, you have to give time to understand yourself. So that is called swadhyaya. So Ishvara Pranidhana is the fifth one. Ishvara Pranidhana in the sense, so any activity if I do, it is not possible to get 100% whatever the way I want, the same result will not come. So what you have to do is, you have to understand all my activity, it is coming also, it is assigned because of my living. It is not I have chosen. The activity has come. So all the activity I have to do it sincerely. And also the result of the activity, whatever it comes also, I have to accept happily. So the activity also I should do happily. And the result of the activity, whatever it comes also, to accept happily. So this is called Ishwar Pranidhana. You have to surrender to the Lord. In the meaning of that is, so you are not the greatest person in the world. So you are also one among the human being or one of the life. You are using the society and making your living. So you say I am the king of this and I am the great man, I am the, all these things will not take you somewhere. So you have to understand bigger than you, greater than you. There is one more force is there. I have to understand that force and surrender to that force. That is called universal consciousness. So otherwise I live in my own consciousness, local consciousness. Then what happens? I am not able to go into the moksha. So because I will become more egoistic, my own conscious level living, more egoistic. Here Ishvara Pranidhana is more of how to get rid of my ahankara to surrender to the universal consciousness is the thing. So Shaucham, Santoshaha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. So these are all the 5 niyamas has to be followed. There are so many other niyamas also there in Vedanta. Patanjali has taken these 5 as important. So we will be going into the Patanjali, whatever he is telling only. And also Vedanta is telling many things. All the related things from the Vedanta also I will bring it here and talk to together. Shaucham is the first niyama. It is called as cleanliness. Cleanliness is not only, should not be only, cleanliness means it looks to be external only. It is not called external. So that's why I said it should be talked whenever you are talking as purification. Samskara. You are making yourself samskara. So even a vegetable when you bring directly you cannot put into cooking. No. For example, if you bring a palak or whatever is there, you have to wash it, remove all the unwanted things, and then only you can use what is wanted only. Up to that you are doing samskara. So you have done the palak samskara, that itself is sufficient? No. Further it has to go to cooking, and then along with the salt, all the other pepper, whatever is there. So that will be cooked and then the dish will be prepared. Then also it becomes only a side dish. Palak, dal palak you have made. But it only becomes a side dish. The main dish is, again, rice is there. You have to add, or chapati is there, you have to add. Along with that you have to eat, then only you get energy. So like means, so the samskara has to be done for individual elements. Like in the cooking, even rice has to be done samskara, and the palak has to be done, dal has to be done, all the vegetables, everything has to be done, samskara has to be done. Then it is fit for eating. The eating is not for the tongue taste we are eating. It is eating is done to nourish the physical body. Daily millions of cells are born. Daily millions of cells are getting destroyed in our body. So the destroyed cells has to be replaced. So for the replacement of the cell, we need nutrients. For that nutrients only we are eating. So that means grossly we see the palak, grossly we see the sugar, all those things, but finally it has to convert into nutrients. That converting factory itself is body. The food is converting into the nutrients is our factory, body, physical factory. And similarly, lot of thoughts from the outside world we pick up. And all those things has to be, samskara has to be done even for our thoughts. And that samskara thoughts has to become percolated into our bloodstream. And all those things, refinement has to happen in our mind. So body is there and mind is there. Body-mind complex both are required to refine my personality. So in both level I have to do the purification. And my interaction along with 10 indriyas outside is going on. So in that talking also is one. So I have to refine my talking. Everything has to happen. So here also shaucha means there are 2 types of shaucha. One is bahya shaucham. Another one is called antah shaucham. Bahya shaucha is the external part of the thing, whatever is visible to the outside world. So I am making it pure or clean or something like that. So antah shaucha is the nutrients. I am telling you minerals and carbohydrates, everything has been converted. Now there is not more, it is no more, it is called as roti and palak. So it is not no more called as bisi beda bath. Once it has passed your tongue, so everything becomes nutrients. So how much nutrients is there has to be absorbed, that has to be. So similarly, the purification of my personality external is there. Internally, invisible personality is there. So invisible personality is the guiding force of my physical personality outside world. So invisible personality also has to be cleaned. So that is called Shaucha. Shaucha, for example, the external, I will come back to that, but whenever I am talking, I will talk what is internal. Internal means we are all habituated for certain way of living. The way what I am living, in the same way you are not living. So everybody's habits are different. And even drinking coffee is the same also. The coffee taste, coffee timing, coffee, the way you drink, and all the thing is different. So that means each persons are cultivating lot of habits, and all the habits are accumulated in us, and we are not segregated the habits, which is good habit, which is not the good habit. Simply it is accumulated, lot of habits are accumulated, and lot of habits which is accumulated, all the habits we are not using now. So some habits at some point of time you have picked up and now you feel it is not required, it is there dormant, but you have to clean that also, otherwise one of the time it will come out. So for the habits has to be removed, habits has to be cleaned. So that is called internal cleaning. Your personality has to be clean means your internal habits, you have to take a stock of what all the habits are there, and that habits externally it may be expressed, but internally it is already built. So we have to clear that. So that means we have to keep good habits and clean out all the bad habits. So that is bringing to the purity. So otherwise these bad habits will sit in a corner, it is becoming impurity, and it will push you to the negativity of your thought process. So when once you enter into negativity, your energy is getting wasted, your energy is getting drained, you are not able to do sadhana, you cannot go to Atma Yoga sadhana, not possible. So that means cleanliness has to be done, the purity of to be done at two levels. One is Bahya Shaucham, it is external purity. Another one is called internal purity, Antah Shaucham. So Bahya Shaucham, we know most of the things, the cleanliness of our surroundings. So every day morning what we do is we are cleaning our house around the surrounding compound and everything. So all those things, Bahya Shaucham, we are doing it around the house, inside the house, and all the activities and all the articles, everything will be cleaned and kept, and all those things will be done. And also we come to taking the bath, our physical, this one we will be doing that. So these are all samskara we are doing is, every dirt is getting accumulated every day. So every day dirt has to be cleaned then and there only, immediately. That is called Bahya Shaucham. Otherwise we will be stinking. So we cannot become a stinking person externally also, internally also. So unknowingly we have become internally stinking. That is why we making all our depression, unhappiness is happening, because internally we are stinking. We are putting only scent outside, but internal scent we don't know. So internal scent also we have to find out. So that is what has to be done. So the cleanliness of external surroundings, daily morning we are doing it. Our house we are cleaning, including room, bathroom, everything we clean, kitchen, utensils, everything we are cleaning. No? So everything we are cleaning. That is only sufficient. Now you are taking bath. Okay, that is sufficient. No, you are putting a cleaned dress, a neat dress. It is not a designer dress. We are not talking. The designer dress, if I make, I cannot wash it at all in the house. I have to put it for the laundry, or so we are giving it outside for cleaning. But we are not able to give it daily. So that will be stinking almost. So every 10 parties I have to use the same dress means all the perspiration, all the things are there that is negatively affecting you, which you don't know. After taking bath, you have to use the properly washed, cleaned, neat dress only has to be used. So to that level, Vedanta has written. See, the Vedanta has written because Vedanta has taught in the Gurukula. So the Gurukula system, all the people will be taught all these things. So external Shaucham, the Bhakya Shaucham and internal Shaucham. So both will be taught. So our physical body has to be cleaned and our dress has to be cleaned. So even in the dress, a comfortable dress, what is that has to be found out and you have to use it. Today for the external world, discomfortable dress also we are putting. Lot of chunki is there, lot of threads are there. It is making friction to your body, and with that can you sit for meditation? So every time it is irritating, itching, polyester is there, it is making electrostatic. Whenever you want to undress, the dress itself is making lot of electrostatic sound, but everything will come. So we are all using such a dress is not required. So if you are using such a dress, your negative energy will go away. Your energy will be, the surface of the skin will get agitated, and thereby your mind cannot come to the constancy. So you have to use a where it is not getting irritated. Your body should not get irritated. Such dress and clean dress need to be put. It is not for only impressing outside world. So in the name of impressing outside world, you are making yourself discomfort and living, which is not called for. Whether you want to discomfort yourself, it is all itching, it is all pricking. Such a dress you want to tight, everything is there. You cannot even breathe. Still, you are making such a tight dress. You cannot, your muscles and joints are paining. It is not able to bend or it cannot do. Such a tight dress if you use, your body will not cooperate. And your body is already irritating, your mind also will get irritated. So even the dress has been addressed in the yoga. Even the dress is addressed in Vedanta. You have to use like that. Physical body means, see, we are only making an impression of my body to outside world. It is not. So first we have to accept whatever the body has come to me, yes. So from there I have to improve my body means a daily cleaning external means including nails. It is mentioned like that. Including nails, especially the toe nails in the leg and whatever is there, and hairs. All these things has to be trimmed properly. It has to be maintained properly. So all those things is the energy points where energy accumulation, that bad energy can get accumulated. So all the things are there. So it has to be kept very clean. So that is the physical body. It is also, and also subsequently it comes to our possessions. So I have a lot of dress in the bureau. So if I want to remove one dress, all the another 10 dress will fall down. So I am not, my possessions I have not cleaned at all. So my possessions are there, bags are there, slippers are there, jerkins are there, pant is there, t-shirts are there, my books are there, my pens are there, my beauty articles are there. Nothing I have cleaned. Everything is accumulated. So simply I am bringing new things, old one I have not removed and kept it. And the books also haphazardly is living. So that is not cleanliness. Bringing orderliness into your life is also called cleanliness. So that means whatever you want to get the item, within no time, blindfoldedly, without electricity also, you can go there and get the things. That means you know where you are keeping the things. In the same area, it should be kept back also. That is the discipline we have to maintain. So what is there? It is not restricting my freedom. If you see that you are restricting freedom, you are thinking, you are becoming indisciplined. That indiscipline is creating you unhappiness. Indiscipline is creating you disturbed life. So that is why Initially, it looks very highly disciplined, but after maintaining the disciplined life, your life will become more comfortable. So initially, I don't want to get into in this discipline. I will be in discipline. So when you become aged, you cannot bring the discipline. Possibilities are not there. That's why in the Gurukula, discipline also is maintained. So if you go to somebody's house, many people, you can observe that. So you ask today's newspaper you give means they search for the newspaper. Where is that? In this room, that room, where it is their newspaper, they will search. Even if they get it, all the 10 sheets, whatever is there, will not be there. Maybe first sheet is there, second sheet may not be there, third sheet. So like that, haphazardly people are living. So do we call this as a disciplined life? So when external discipline itself is not there, how can your mind can become disciplined? Not possible. So you have to bring the discipline in the house or wherever your surroundings are there, you have to bring it. Including our pens. If many of the houses or many of the examples are the phone number has to be written. So a lot of pens are there in the pen stand. Nothing is writing, but still it is there. We don't have a piece of paper to write. So somewhere in the wall, somewhere on the door, somewhere on the table, people write the phone numbers. So we don't have everything is available. There is no orderliness. There is no cleanliness. It's not there. It may be a very sparkling bright may be there. Beautiful pens, everything may be there. Looking bright. The cleanliness, internal purity is not there. Pen is not writing. Pen is not usable. And hundreds of pen is there. What is the use? So we have to think of all the cleaning unwanted things and only wanted things, usable things only should be kept. Unused things will accumulate bad energy. If you are keeping a lot of things in your showcase which is accumulating dust, dust is not accumulating on that article inside the showcase. The dust is accumulating inside your mind. So your mind getting dusted. So you have to do the dusting of all the articles. Otherwise you have to simply say, I don't need so much of articles at all. So all the artifacts are there, everything you have to, your life is given to you to liberate yourself to moksha. For that sadhana, you have to create lot of time. So instead of that, you are engaging in the articles and in the objects, you are spending your time cleaning that object, cleaning this object, and that is making you happy temporarily. If that is broken, again you are becoming unhappy. If it has become stained, you will become unhappy. So you are unnecessarily, you are wasting your energy, wasting your time. So you have to think, we have to withdraw. So we have to clean. Cleanliness means external cleanliness is orderliness, freshness, usableness, and it has to be maintained. Broken things should not be there. A broken mirror, a bulb is already fused and simply it is not removed. We have money to bring the bulb and we don't have time to fix it also. Bringing also it will take 1 week and refixing the bulb also it will take another 10 days. Till such time we are living in the dark only in that room. So like that we are living our life. But for all other things we have first priority, but the very important thing we don't have the priority. So these are all unknowingly the burned bulb also will affect our mind. So it will affect even in the family also. I told you to bring the bulb, you are not brought, you are not replaced, I am not able to reach that height, you are required, you have to put a stool or table and then you have to replace the bulb. So these are all the starting point of the irritation will happen in the house. So even the items has to be replaced and everything should be used. We have to understand that. So that means external decluttering has to be done first. External decluttering is the means for our internal decluttering. So my internal decluttering immediately you cannot go and do it. External decluttering is always haunting you. It is troubling you. You have to do the external decluttering first and foremost. You have to do it. So I have 10 years old, 100 years of 30 years old dresses are there. Simply emotionally attached and maintaining is not done, and everything is getting dusted, all already color faded, and again you are not going to become a small child. And why you want to keep all those things, I don't know. So unnecessarily Vyamoha is there. Unnecessarily I am getting attached to all those things and I am not maintaining it. And all the things will become external cluttering. Everywhere it is clutter. And even the one bureau is not sufficient. 2 almirahs are required. 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, all the rooms are full. Then where all the material you are keeping? So you have to, there is a policy in Deepavali and Ugadi, the house has to be cleaned. In our Sanatana Dharma, it has been mentioned like that. Even from the attic, you have to get down. If it is not used, even if it is in usable condition, if it is not useful to you, you donate to somebody. You should not keep it. If an article is not required for you to and you are not used it for 6 months, that means you are not going to use it throughout your life. So better you dispose it off. So that is the methodology we have to adopt, and we have to less importance towards that attachment. You have to bring it. If you are so much attached to even the objects like that, you cannot manage your mind. You cannot make into meditation. So that object is pulling you towards that object I have kept inside. So that is very lovely. And when you are sitting in the meditation, you are thinking about the object meditation. You are not making your subject meditation. As a Atma meditation, you are not doing. You are doing a subject, object meditation. So coffee meditation you are doing. So you are thinking of something, the objects only, and doing meditation. How meditation can become fulfilled. So we have to do the external decluttering has to be done. Antashaucha is also like that. Maintenance of thoughts, maintenance of habits has to be very much, we have to do internal purity. So here we cannot use Lysol. Here we cannot use all other cleaning agents. So here you have to put yourself inside. You have to only clean. All external cleaning, you can call somebody, deep cleaning people, and get it cleaned. But internal cleaning of your own inside mind, you cannot outsource it. You have to do it yourself. So even a deep cleaning person, he will not know which one to throw, which one not to throw. Again, you have to external also, you have to involve yourself only. He may wipe it and keep it back only, but the article has to be thrown or not thrown, he cannot decide. So a deep cleaning man only may dust and do that. But throwing away the article, maintaining the house or maintaining my surroundings is very important. So similarly, internally we have to clean. What we have to clean? Our psychological tendencies has to be cleaned. So we have to take stock of it. Why I am getting jealous? Why I am getting fear? These are all Asuri Sampath. Arishad Vargas are there. So why I am getting moha? Why I am getting lobha? Lobha is misery, miser. Why I am becoming miser? Everything has to be internally questioned and removed. So that internal cleaning has to happen. Weeding of Asuri Sampath, all the negative habits of negative psychological process is called Asuri Sampath. So we have to de-weed it. In a lawn, other than the grass, everything is weed only. It may be a flower, small flower is there, but if you want a beautiful lawn looking, so you have to remove even that small flower plant also, clean it. So other than the grass, everything becomes weed. Here also, other than the pure mind, all other things is a weed only. So we have to eradicate. So internal cleaning has to be done carefully. We have to remove the Asuri Sampath. Vedanta says it as Asuri Sampath. And we have to improve our Daivi Sampath. Daivi Sampath is required mind of thoughts. Unwanted thoughts, how to eliminate means you have to get detached from that. So that is the process has to happen. So for that, taking stock has to happen. Psychologically, I have to daily take stock of that. Making prayer is nothing but sitting in front of the God, morning to evening, what all I have done, I have to bring it in my front. These are all the good things I have done, these are all the bad things. So for the bad things, I have to say, sorry, I should have not done that. From tomorrow, I will not do. Sorry for this today, whatever I have done. So good things, what all I have done, okay, good, you have to improve. So this is cleaning process of the prayer, whatever is happening. The prayer is done for that purpose only. So the impurities of habits we have to do. So what happens, the impurity, no problem, let it be there. If you say impurities are becoming poison. For example, we take any fruit, for example, from the market, all the fruits are sprayed, lot of pesticides are there. Suppose a grape is taken, the pesticides are there so much. So however you wash also, the pesticides are going into ingestion. So it will go into the body. So the pesticides continuously what is getting accumulated, it will create a disease. So all impurities going inside the body creates a disease. Similarly, all impure thoughts are going into the mind creates a disease. Creates our mood outside, it daily outside upset of the mood will happen. So we have to think of like that. No problem for me, I can eat, even pesticides are there. It is not. So yoga means you are coming to Atma Yoga. It is called not the physical yoga. Atma Yoga means you have to help yourself making a positive life and purified life is required to be done. Shaucha at home, I have already said, unwanted things are accumulated. So many gifts are there, so many things are there. Why you have to keep that? You have to think in that direction. Unnecessary emotions attached to that you have to remove. And then unmercilessly what all you want to throw, you can throw, or throwing means you can give it to somebody whoever is in need of that. Even otherwise you give it to charity organizations, all those things can be done. So that has to be done. So the cleaning of external and internal is very important. So first, that is what we have seen that. And sadhana Atma Yoga, whenever you are sitting, you should sit in a very clean, psychologically also you should be clean. And already I have quarreled with somebody, immediately I sit for meditation, it will not work. Daily 10 times I am quarreling, becoming angry, and I am sitting for 10 minutes meditation, 20 minutes, it will not work. So why I am getting angry, why I am shouting, why I am doing, everything has to be, cleaning has to be done. This is called antashaucham. The antashaucham has to be understood and done. So not only this, even diet, whatever we are eating, so how much we are eating it for our tongue, we have to see. How much nutrients we are eating, healthy food we are eating, we have to see. Once in a while eating a tasty food is not a, but daily whether I am becoming a habit of eating all the detoxified foods. So the food also has to be purified in such a way has to be done. So whenever you are cooking, what mentality you are cooking, all the mentality will go to the food also. So if a jealous person is giving food, the jealousy is already there in the food. So that's why earlier days somebody never used to eat in somebody's house, other house, because the thing will come along with that. The emotions will come along with the food. So we have to clean the purify the food also. That is what you are, what you eat. There is a famous proverb in the this one. Yatha, whatever food you are eating, you become like that. Not only physical food, mental food also. Whatever mentally you are eating, your personality will become like that only. Whatever physical food you are eating, your personality will become like that only. So the food has to be purified in the sense I cannot use the stale food. 1 week back in the fridge, chutney is there. So it is not like that, no. So all the cooked food, whatever is there, within 4 hours, it loses its energy. There is a biological energy is there. That energy only makes you healthier, thinking better. So the stale food will not, you can reheat. It looks the grossly the food is there. The subtle portion of the food has already vanished. So you are using only the gross, the quantity you are eating, in that sattva is there, the sattva has gone. So sattva less food if you eat, you become sattva less person. So you have to think of that. Eating the diet also you have to bring it to purification. Mind you have to bring it to purification. So everything has to be done in such a way, has to be addressed. Santosha. So that is what? Wherever is possible, internal antashaucham and bakhya shaucham has to be done. Otherwise, you cannot sit for meditation. You cannot go for Atma Dhyana. It troubles you. So in order to remove the troubles, first you have to remove the troubles. Consciously, when you start working, the gross external surrounding, I can definitely clean it. Wherever my room is there, I can clean it. My cupboard is there, I can clean. My table is there, I can clean. Unwanted things I can throw. My bathroom I can clean and throw away. So all the things are there. Unnecessarily I am emotionally holding so many things. Everything can be cleaned. And psychologically also you can sit every day, morning to evening, how many times you have become angry, how many times you have shouted. Internally, within you, how much you have shouted. Everything, when you take a stock of that, then only you will think of what is the root cause of my shouting, you will be able to understand. So, and that root cause, when you start analyzing, you will come to know that most of the shouting, most of the unhealthy habits of my psychologically is happening because of my set expectations are not met. Because of that only I am becoming angry. Who am I to set the expectation for outside world? Outside world I am using for my living. So I am setting an expectation for outside people, outside world, outside this one. Who is that wrong? I am only wrong. I am setting wrong expectation from the outside world, people. So now you have to work on the internal expectations and external expectations. Thereby the purification will happen. So that is first is called shaucham. Antashaucham, bakhya shaucham. The second one is called as santosha. It is a contentment. Contentment in the Sanskrit, it is called as trupti. We have to get trupti, we have to get it. So trupti means we always think that if we work hard, we get a lot of materials, everything, more materials, more wealth, more accumulation will give me trupti. But violating the dharma, violating the principles, when you accumulate, you are not going to get satisfied at all. So even with the non-violation also, when you get also, so more than your need, whatever is there, if you are having a contentedness, will not come from the external accumulation. Contentedness is the mental activity. So how much you are happy, how much is sufficient for you. So that full stop footing has to be started interacting with my mind, whether it is required or not required, this is sufficient or not sufficient. So all the accumulation or wealth, all these things what we are doing, we are earning more, buying more, everything is happening, is we have inferiority complex developed. So we have a dissatisfaction. I don't have that material. I don't have this. I am not like this. I am not like that. So all these are internal expectation and to meet the external expectation. So I am making myself more confused. So we have to sit back and find out what is required. Otherwise, we will be going on 100 years working, creating lot of wealth and leaving the wealth for the next people. Whether it goes to your own family, you don't know. Some insurance companies can take away your money. Some mutual funds can take away your money, or your asti, all your properties can be taken away by somebody else people. So you don't know, it may not go to your children also. So like that it can happen. So how much, why you have accumulated so much? So you have to think in that. But accumulation, if you don't do, how the society can improve? If you are thinking that, for that Vedanta says, accumulation for yourself, your use, you have to think. You have to create wealth for the society. So that is different. So you have to, you cannot become lazy. You have to create more productive, more doing, everything you can do. But you have to accumulate more. You are in possession of that. You should not think. If you accumulate more, if you produce more things will come to you. That is different. In order to get more things, I am producing more. It should not happen. If you are producing more things will be with you. That is a secondary thing. You are not going behind that. It comes to you. But going behind that, we have to stop. So that contentment, we have to put a full stop somewhere. Otherwise, what happens? We are in the rat race economically and financially, and also then attached to that, my personality, everything will be going on changing. So thoughts and actions towards that has to be followed. We have to differentiate between two things. One is generation of wealth need to be done, definitely. Ownership of the wealth, we have to have a contentment. Otherwise, generation you can create like Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy must have created a lot of wealth for the society or for the nation. But for them, it is they are simply leading a very simple life. So very simple life they are leading. The wealth they are generated for the society and for the nation. So that should be our activity. All the wealth what I created, everything should be with me only. I will not be using also. More wealth means my time is getting wasted more. Initially it looks I am enjoying, but the enjoyment is using me. I am not using the enjoyment. Enjoyment is consuming me. So I think I am enjoying. No, my age is consumed because of enjoyment. So we generate plenty of the wealth, keep little. Contentedness means I may be happy with little also. So we have to do this type of thought process has to be done. This is also last we have said in aparigraha. So we have to see that. But aparigraha is unnecessarily hoarding and doing. But here content is opposite. How much I need. So there you have to stop. Here you have to put a full stop in your own mind. So why we are doing that is our mind is working like that, in a fluctuation mind is there. The contentment is not coming because we are postponing the contentment. All our dialogues will be, if we just sit back and see, I will be happy. I will be happy. The full stop is not there. I will be happy when I get that, if I get that, like the continuation of the sentence is there. I will be happy. I am happy. When I will say, I will never say, I will be happy when I get that, if I get that. So this is the mind is making us to go into that. So whereas santosha, the contentment, when you make it, it will encourage you to accept and appreciate what you already have, what you are already. So now you are not taking a stock of the materials. What you are already having, you are going to appreciate yourself. And what you have achieved also, you are going to appreciate yourself. And what you are already come up to this level, what you are, what we are, also will be appreciation will happen. Thereby, when appreciation of my own life to me, it is not out of ahankara. So I am sitting and doing that, then the contentment is going to come. Otherwise, mind is always having a sentence. That sentence is, I will be happy only when I get this, only if it happens, like that. So that statement of that has to be broken in the mind. So how to break it? How to break it is you have to take stock of it. What you have achieved so far, what you have done. So you have to appreciate yourself. When you do that, what you have already, what all you are having, you should appreciate. What all this one is there, you have to do. So from that basic stock, you can improvement can continue, but improvement at the cost of improvement, I am not taking stock of what all I have achieved. So when you take every day a stock of what all you have achieved, slowly the contentment will come. Your mind will practice that. Contentment practice will happen. So we have to look into that. So it just becomes that habit will give you peace and happiness inside. Santosha or contentment does not mean you cannot sit idle, sitting back and relinquishing the need to do anything. I'll not do anything, I'll become a lazy fellow. No, not like that. It simply means accepting and appreciating what we are already having. Contentment, the santosha. The definition of santosha is, it is simply accepting and appreciating what we already have and what we already become, and then moving forward from there. But this process we are not doing. What we have achieved, what we are, only financially we talk, but psychologically we don't talk that. We have to do that. That is what it says, Vedanta. And this is the crux of the game. The yama niyama in this is what we have to understand. So if we understand, then slowly santosha and contentment will come and our mind wandering will stop. When mind wandering stops, then only we are fit for becoming meditation and all the possibilities will come. So whenever I have to accept, not only my possessions I am not accepting, I have to start accepting outside world also as it is. Because I want to have, my notion is, if the world becomes like this, I will be happy. If that person becomes like this, I will be happy. If my son obeys like this, I will be happy. My wife or husband obeys like this, I will be happy. So all the expectation what I have set is not making me santosha. So that is, contentment is not coming because of the expectation I have set. So now what Vedanta says is, accept as it is. From there you start improving it. First accept whatever is there. See, suppose weather is today hot is there, what you can do? You have to accept. Can you change the weather? Can you change the season? Can you change the temperatures? At the most you can come in, sit inside the AC. But you have to accept, no, weather is hot. So you cannot grumble. You cannot shout on the weather or something like that. So you have to accept. Rainy days, rain will come. So a lot of problems, rain related problems will be there. So I have to accept and then modify what is required for me. That so simply grumbling on that and then working on that, even the work, whatever you have accumulated will not give you happiness. So that is what it says. Please work on that. It says. So with that, whenever you are sitting to meditation, whenever you are doing this one, so your preparation has to be all these things externally, how you are managing has to be done. So we have to become more flexible accordingly, like that it will become. And we are only accumulation, we are feeling happy. I have a lot of things. What is the use of that? So I have only that lot of things is an association with that only I am feeling happy. That association there is always a threat that association can become dissociated also. The people today, tomorrow, today people you are having, tomorrow they may not be there with you. They may be not liking you, they dislike and say goodbye and go. So accumulation will not give you. You have to accept the things as it is and then improve. You are not supposed to stop improving. You have to start improving. So that is what also saying. So contentedness is a practice, has to be done. So our mind will always take you to non-contentedness. That's why we are working too much. 24/7 we are working. Accumulation. So we have to look into that. That is what says Santosha, contentmentness. So with this I am stopping for these two things. So further, Tapaha and Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana, these three things of the Niyama, probably I will be taking in the next sessions. But this is, I am taking little bit detail because where to work, you have to understand yourself in your mind. Otherwise, you cannot able to work. So for that, I am giving different examples and different analogies and all in order to make yourself how to work. You have to find out and work on this. So with this, I am concluding. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.